Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is Saturday, June 18th. So let's chat. Now, this is a stitch with me. I recorded the stitching part first. I actually was watching one of my favorite movies ever, Jagged Edge, with Glenn Close, Jeff Bridges. Oh my God, so good. I own it on Amazon. So I was watching that, and this is Primrose Cottage Stitches Be Happy using the recommended DMC. It is on 18 count. I am stitching it on 18 count perforated paper with one strand of DMC, and around the edge I have washi tape. I think it's looking fantastic, and I'm on the last section. So I feel like I've been working on this forever. Past couple days, you guys know, have been holy moly. With work. Friday went well. Friday was actually a decent day for work. I worked a full day. I worked until about 5:30. And then Bill and I had shrimp fajitas for dinner, which were so yummy. And I actually, we've been eating healthy all week. And but that's our trend now. And I still like dessert, but I'm trying to find something that's not too junky. So I had bought some PB2 powder, which is peanut butter powder. And I had some sugar-free Cool Whip because we have sugar-free chocolate pudding, but I don't like the chocolate pudding. I mixed a little bit of the peanut butter, the powdered peanut butter in the Cool Whip. Oh my God, so good. I'm also drinking right now one of my favorite, and it was new to me, the flavor. You guys know I like the Bang energy drinks. This is the flavor Power Punch, so I'm definitely going to get another one of those when we go to the grocery store tomorrow. But yeah, we were in bed by 10 last night. I mean, I had been up since 5:30. He had been up since 4:15, so we were both pretty tired. And went to bed. We got up today and I had some coffee and we did the Wordle. Oh God. My streak is like 42. I'm doing it. I am doing it. My biggest streak was 75. So that is the new goal. The goal is really 100. I want to get to 100. So we did that, and then we were trying to make our plans for today. We are taking my stepdaughter and her boyfriend out for dinner tonight for her birthday. Her birthday was yesterday. And we're doing that at 4:30. It is almost 2 p.m. here right now when I'm recording the voiceover. And so we got up this morning and we were going to go to the park and have lunch. We were going to make like tuna sandwiches here and take them with us. Normally we go to Subway, but like I said, I can control what I put in tuna here, right? But it's so windy outside today. We decided not to do that. And I said, I need to go to the drugstore. I wanted to pick up a new mascara. So I'm really picky with my mascara. I use an eyelash serum that has actually made my lashes grow. And I like a mascara that will give coverage, but doesn't make my eyelashes clumpy or isn't hard to take off. So I did some research and I found Maybelline Full and Soft, I think is what it's called. It got rave reviews. So I said, if you don't mind, because my Bill had to go to the boat and grab some ropes that he had there. So he said, well, why don't I just take you and we'll just do all that at once. Okay. Plus he wanted to get a multivitamin. So I went in there, and the one CVS that's by us has such a huge makeup section. They have everything. So I picked up the mascara, and I also got some more nail polish. I have some Dashing Diva that I purchased that I'm waiting to come in the mail. But I have to say, I painted my nails twice and I'm not hating it. I am using the Sally Hansen Insta-Dry. And I usually put on a coat of nail polish, and then I bought one of their like glitter top coats. And so I used that, and I painted my nails this morning, but I actually thought I wanted to get a red color. But when I went and looked, they had some really nice, like shimmery ones, and I'm just a sucker for like shimmer or glitter or anything like that. So I went ahead and bought two shimmer ones and a black. It looks like black with silver glitter in it. I don't quite know if that's going to be black on my fingernails. We'll see. But I like all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm waiting for the Dashing Diva to come in. I ordered a couple of those by recommendation from Marianne. So, yeah, just waiting for those to come in so I can try those. And so we came home, and by the time we got home from the drugstore and the boat, it was past 11. It was almost noon, and we were quite hungry. We hadn't eaten breakfast. I get up and I wait till I'm hungry. It doesn't matter if it's 8 o'clock or 12 o'clock, right? I had had 2 cups of coffee in the morning, and I am not drinking my cappuccino anymore. I'm drinking just regular coffee with a tablespoon of half and half. So, no sugar. And I like coffee that way. I'm good with that. So, had 2 cups of coffee, and then when we got home, we had leftover shrimp fajita stuff from last night. So we had that. And I've already picked out what I'm going to eat tonight at Longhorn. That's where we're going for dinner. They have this grilled chicken salad that looks really good. It's got a bunch of fruit and stuff in it, so that's what I'm getting. And, but yeah, so we came home and put everything away. I'd already done laundry this morning. And yeah, we are, like I said, we're going to dinner at 4:30 because it's about a 45-minute ride where we're going. And so that'll take a couple hours, dinner and doing all that. And then tomorrow's Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, because I will not be doing a video tomorrow. I am having breakfast with my dad at 8:15 in the morning at one of our favorite breakfast spots here in our town. Him and I haven't been there since I did his taxes back in March. And I think my stepdaughter is taking my husband out to dinner, so they'll be doing something later on. But, yeah, we're going to do that for breakfast, and I got him a $45 gift card to Dunkin' Donuts because he goes there every day, so it's perfect. So it'd be good to see him, and it's funny, so I talked to him on the phone yesterday. I talk to him a couple times a week, and we'll just talk about anything. Usually he calls me early in the morning before work, and we're talking, and he says, I look in the mirror, and he had me laughing. He said, man, am I getting old? He said, I see age spots and all that good stuff. And I said, so I'm 48. My dad is 65. My dad was 17 when I was born. Yeah, I know. He was 17. My mom was 19. And yeah, they weren't together at that time. He was scared, and I get it. I get it. I can't imagine having a baby at 17. And I know I think I've told the story of how him and I connected again all these years later. I met him when I was 35, 32. It was in my, yeah, I want to say 32. He had always wondered about me all those years. And sometimes when I see my husband and my stepdaughter's life or her whole life, and seeing all the big moments and all of that, and how much of an asshole my stepfather was, it makes me wonder, what kind of person would I have turned out to be if I had had my real father in my life the whole time? Because his personality and the way he is such a kind and generous and giving person that I think, I don't know. I feel like I'm a good person, but it does make you wonder, how would my life have turned out if he would have been a part of it all those years? I don't know. And I try too much not to focus on that because, I'm a firm believer in that things happen for a reason and that you're supposed to be where you are in your life at that moment. But yeah, so we're talking, and he's saying about how he looks in the mirror and looks old and age spots and wrinkles and all that. And I said, I have paid attention to the beauty industry for a long time. You can drop some fucking money on beauty stuff, serums and lotions and scrubs and potions and all this kind of stuff, right? I said, I have to be honest, not that some of that stuff doesn't work, because it does. I think what is more important, number one, getting enough sleep, eating healthy and drinking water. But the biggest thing I feel like, as far as not having a ton of wrinkles or age spots, staying out of the sun or wearing sunscreen. So my father never wore sunscreen, always in the sun. Bill doesn't wear sunscreen. He was in the sun since we were a kid. I like to think that I look younger than 48, I feel like, a little bit, because I stayed out of the sun for the most part, in my 20s. And when I was in the sun, I wore sunscreen. So, and I really avoid the sun now. And when I'm out in it, like when we go to the beach, slathering on that sunscreen. And he was like, yeah, that makes sense. Because I said, and skincare routine doesn't need to be complicated, I don't think. What I'm currently using, I wash my face with Pond's cold cream, believe it or not. And I use a vitamin C serum that I got off of Amazon. And then I use e.l.f. Moisturizer that has like hyaluronic acid in it and something else. I like it. It works pretty good. I have wrinkles, and I like to think that wrinkles, not battle scars per se, but I laugh, I smile, I frown, I have expression with my face. So I am surely going to have wrinkles. That's okay. I am of the mindset that I am going to age gracefully, organically, let's say, right? Yeah, I don't feel like I'm someone that would get like plastic surgery or Botox or any of that kind of stuff. I will use moisturizer and serum. Like I said, the vitamin C serum I really like. But yeah. All right, so let's talk about my hair for a second. So a lot of you commented, and Elizabeth, I have to thank her she recommended her hairdresser to me, because Elizabeth lives in Maryland. She actually lives in my town. She recommended someone to me, and I went to the website, and they want you to fill out a form, and you answer all these questions about your hair history, what your goals are, what products you use, things like that. And then they give you an email address to email pictures. So I had already taken pictures of like what my hair currently is and what I wanted. And I also have to thank the person that said, you need to find a cut that is layered like you want, instead of showing it highlighted. So I went and I searched and I found another picture. So they haven't gotten back to me yet. I don't know how long that takes. I sent it yesterday, I would say about 4 o'clock, 4:30 my time. And I mean, it hasn't even been a day yet. So I'm hoping that they get back to me this week so I can make an appointment, because I really want to get in there and try to get this fixed, But yeah, I looked at the website. She even has an Instagram, so I followed her on Instagram and saw a bunch of pictures. She's an expert in color, so that is good. And I like the fact that they asked a bunch of questions on the form, which no one's ever done that. I feel like sometimes you go into a hairstylist and they either don't listen to you or they don't ask you. Like, I want someone that's been educated, right, in hair, because I'm not an expert. You're the professional. I want you to be honest with me and tell me, no, this is not going to work for your hair or whatever, right? Yeah, I need to find somebody like that. So fingers crossed. And I'm also of the mindset that what's supposed to happen is supposed to happen. So I didn't dislike my last hairdresser. I don't know. And Bill was like, well, maybe she's not as good as you think with color. I don't know that either. But we'll see. We'll see. And I really do think I want like a layered, like stacked bob a little bit. That meaning it's going to be shorter than what I currently have. I'm not going to say anything to Bill. When I go to get it done, I'm just going to come home and be like, this is my hair. It's hair. It'll grow, right? But the pictures I see on Pinterest look so awesome. And man, Pinterest is such a wonderful resource for hair inspiration. Jesus, like there's tons of it on there. Tons, tons, tons. Yeah, so I haven't done any coloring in a couple days. Ever since I did that color with me, I haven't done anything out there. So that was what, Saturday? That was last Saturday. Yeah, I just haven't. What I really want to try to do is aim to get up early, like 5:30, and just sit down and set a timer and dedicate a half hour to coloring every day. Because I feel like if I don't start doing that or institute a habit like that, I'll never get any of it done. So I'm hoping Monday to be able to get some done. Bill may go swimming at a friend's house, and I have to work for a few hours on Monday. But our job for Tuesday already confirmed, and I've already done all the preparation for that. So, which reminds me, I need to print out the job sheet for that. But yeah, the printer's working great. Absolutely love it. Love the inkjet printer. Things are working. But yeah, so when I come back from breakfast tomorrow from my dad, we're going to go to the grocery store and get that out of the way. So I will probably be on my own for dinner, unless she's going to take him to lunch. I'm not sure. I guess I'll hear about that tonight. But we'll see. But okay. I think that's all I have to chat about. Yeah, I wanted to touch on like hair, makeup. Oh man. Whew. I'm going to be falling asleep at dinner. Okay, so let's read A Small Miracle story. So many of you loved that story yesterday, and I told my husband the story too. Just fantastic, right? All right. The ad in the paper caught my attention immediately. Director of Programming sought for women's organization to create and coordinate conferences, symposiums, book and author luncheons, etc., it read. Knowledge of current affairs and contemporary literature necessary, experience required. My heart began to thump with excitement. Yes, I thought with growing elation, this is it. This is the job I've been seeking for so long. I can feel it belonging to me. This is it. I just know it. There was only one minor hitch. I didn't have the experience. Oh boy. For years, I had worked in the public relations field as a writer, and I was feeling burned out. In 1991, I was ready for a change, but was beginning to learn that it's not so easy to switch careers, especially without retraining. I had been casting about for something to do that would tap into my skills and expertise when I saw this ad. This job sounded perfect. I was an inveterate lecture attender and a voracious reader. Putting together lectures and seminars didn't sound difficult, it sounded like fun. But how was I going to circumvent the experience required part? First things first, I called the number in the ad and talked my way into an interview. My interviewers were impressed with my credentials, but concerned about my lack of programming experience. I assured them that I could handle the demand of the position, and they were swayed by my confidence I got the job. But my confidence foundered almost as soon as I arrived at the office on the first day. Oh, so you're Helene Isaac's successor, one elderly employee said with concern. What big shoes to fill. She was a phenomenon. Lord, that must feel great on your first day. Another said tactlessly, well, I do feel sorry for you. There's nobody in this world like Helene Isaacs. Then a third remarked, well, a hearty welcome to our organization, which you'll find is a great place to work. Then she shook her head mournfully, but it sure hasn't been the same since Helene Isaacs left. Good God. I was ready to pick up my purse and flee. How was I ever going to compete with my phantom Helene? Then I was ushered into my predecessor's office and didn't know whether to laugh or cry. A veritable paper mountain of letters, memos, brochures, and newspaper clippings, 3 feet high at least, covered Helene's desk. Why don't you spend the day cleaning off Helene's desk? Suggested the personnel director, embarrassed, hastily backing out of the room. She was very brilliant and creative, but a trifle disorganized, she said in explanation as she retreated. I put down my handbag and stared in dismay at the daunting paper mountain. Can you even imagine? What a way to begin. How was I expected to know which papers should be saved and which could be discarded? Oy, oy, oy. Could this venerable icon at least have had the decency to clean off her desk before she left? I sighed, and just then another staff member stuck her head into her room and said, "Oh, you're Helene's replacement. I want to welcome you. Helene was here 18 years, you know. Do you think you could stay that long?" I didn't think I could stay for another hour. I picked up the phone and called my friend Rose. "This was a terrible mistake," I wailed. "How could I have had the nerve to even think for a minute that I could undertake a job for which I have no real experience? I never coordinated an all-day conference before. I must have been out of my mind to think I could do it. I better get out of here fast before they discover what a hoax, what a charlatan, what a fraud I really am. In fact, I think I'm actually going to pick up my handbag and go home right now." "Whoa, wait a minute," cautioned my friend. "Where's the fearless, can-do spirit that's always infused your life? Where's your desire to stretch, to expand? Where's the woman I know and love who welcomes a challenge and a chance to grow? You can do it. All beginnings are hard." "Yeah, you're right," I conceded sheepishly. "I shouldn't give up so fast, but what about this pile of papers I have to contend with?" I moaned. "What am I going to do with those?" "Hey," Rose said, "why don't you look at it as a learning experience? Work your way through the stack very slowly, read each paper carefully, and by the time you're finished, I bet you'll know much more about the job than you did when you started." I was inspired and heartened by her attitude. "You're right," I exclaimed. "I'm going to see this as a challenge and a learning experience. I won't throw in the towel." Blinking back my tears, I concentrated on going through the pile of papers stacked high on the desk. When I finally got to the very last one, I blinked again, but this time it was in wonder and awe. I picked up the old, yellowing, tattered piece of paper dated incredibly 1956, and shaking my head in amazement, knocked on a colleague's door. "Can I help you?" she asked cheerfully. "Can you tell me who this woman was?" I asked, pointing to the paper. "In the first paragraph, she's identified as Judith Mandelbaum, but in the third paragraph, she's referred to as Mrs. Mordecai Mandelbaum." "Oh, Judith Mandelbaum. She was director of programming too. She was Helen's predecessor, and she was excellent. She retired in 1962 when Helene took over. She was an icon of the organization, and she was here for ages." I returned to my office smiling and relieved, and I knew everything would work out fine. Everything would be all right. I would meet the challenge of my new position, and I would succeed. I would be here for a while, I was sure. You see, my own English first name is Judith. My husband's is Mordecai. And our family name is Mandelbaum. Can you imagine what would be the odds of that, right? It's been 5 years now, and I'm still at this job. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. So the comment for this story: was this coincidence a reassuring tap on the shoulder? Here, engulfed by waves of self-doubt, the new employee questions the wisdom of moving into a new field. Every reference to the legendary Helene Isaacs is another assault on her self-confidence and weakens her resolve to stay on the job. But when she uncovers a link to a predecessor, she finds the reassurance she has been seeking. And as a result of undertaking the job, which puts her into constant contact with celebrity authors, she becomes inspired and emboldened to write a book of her own, the very one you're reading now. So the author of that story was the author of the book. That's amazing, isn't it? I love these stories. I'm going to have to get the other 2 books when I'm done reading this one so we can continue reading these stories, because they are just so... It just lets you... To me, it gives you just hope that there is just the possibility of something amazing happening to you every single day. All right. So let's do the Unfuck Yourself entry for today and tomorrow. Excellent, Tara. Okay, this one says, after my father died, my go-to was to think, how would he feel about how I'm living my life? That one was a real slap in the face, a real wake-up call. My what the fuck am I doing moment. It changed the trajectory of where my life was going. You know what? It's really funny that I read this one today because last night, and I may start doing this, before I went to bed, I sat on my bed and I was changing into my pajamas. And on my dresser, I have a picture of my grandparents that my mom gave me as part of my Christmas present. And it has like the saying about it's not forever. It's just until I see you next time. Like it's not goodbye, blah, blah, blah. And I actually sat there and I talked to them in the picture. And when I was done, I felt a little bit of peace that I hadn't felt in a really long time. And I said, you know what? I think when I wake up in the morning or when really in the evening, I feel like is probably the best time, but to sit there and tell them about my day and just talk to them. My grandparents lived a pretty hard life when they were growing up. And my grandfather was such a huge source of support when I was growing up. I mean, and just the way that they lived very simply, I admired that very much. And yeah, I mean, what better way to, sit there and just talk to them and, you know, so yeah, I really, that's funny that I read that because I sit down and I'm like, what would you guys have done? And obviously not that they answer you, but sometimes your instinct, when you know you've done something wrong, you would be like, I know this is wrong, or I forgot what I said to them last night. And it was kind of like I had a thought in my head of what they would have said or what they would have thought. I don't know, but it did. It gave me a sense of peace to sit there and talk to the picture. So yeah, but okay, I'm going to end this here so I can get on with my day. I hope you guys are all having a great weekend and that you have a good Father's Day tomorrow, whatever you are doing. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing and spending about 27 minutes of your time with me today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.